Let's give it a second to warm up. Maybe eventually we'll get a jingle for it. I don't know. Oh no.
We done it easily enough.
Right. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the first stream of the Byzantian Brewscast, aka B&B, but not that B&B.
Yes, Buns and Braggons.
Bonus and brag. Bonus
Buns and Braggons. Very original.
Braggons, yeah. Bungeons and Bungeons and non-copyrighted material. All right. So this is a podcast about tabletop role-playing games you couldn't guess, with your hosts Chaoticjexak and oh. What?
Tech problems? Are we good?
No, oh no! It's like, what's your stage name? What's your stage name?
I am Byzantiadev.
Byzantiadev. Yeah, maybe there we go. Yep. So our podcast is going to include a few different things. We have a lot lined up. Everything from just us chatting shit to actual homebrew stuff.
Oh, you've been busy. Very busy. Yeah, so busy week. Probably get the read with that one.
Yeah, it's definitely been a busy week. I mean, we were out on Friday just having a thrash.
Late 7.
Yeah, late 7, having a bit of a, It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a lot of fun. Let me go to the during stream a little later.
Good. Well, yeah, but you can hit when they're not playing the music a little too loud. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice when you can actually hear other people talk.
No, it's yeah, definitely a fallback place. It runs till stupid o'clock.
Yeah. Which I guess being about it makes sense. Sorry.
If you've never been to Lane 7, it's like every arcade you were told never to go to, but they also have a bar and a karaoke place on site. It's the best way to describe it. Everything's all neon.
It's like walking into your average cyberpunk place. Almost, maybe.
Friendly.
More friendly, yeah.
50% less crime.
50% less lewd brain dancers. But only 50%. There was a kissing booth in there. I did spot a kissing booth. So only 50%.
There was actually a kissing booth. We did not test that.
No, I would like to say I did not test that. I didn't even get drunk enough to test that, to be honest.
It was also... There's axe throwing. We've been to that.
Of course, Anka is the first one to reply in chat. Kissing booth, tell me more. So I think it's just like...
Well, I could imagine it's like a booth. You go in, right? You're kissing it.
I think it had like the neon sign, well, not neon, but kind of like the LED sign of kissing booth. I think there's like a curtain you could drag across and like a seat. So you go in there to kiss.
It wasn't show for everyone.
And when I say kiss, I mean it's a club, okay? People, I'm gonna leave it up to your imagination because this is a family friendly podcast. Asterix, not really, but we're trying to keep it clean here. So people don't see you from the outside. Potentially not. Unless they're like looking under the curtain like some weirdo. But there's also like retro game consoles. Clean, who are you? Good point. There's some retro games console. I don't know if there's any more down the side. They had like curling, pool tables. What else was there?
Shuffleboard. What the hell shuffleboarding is?
Yeah. They had the Tomb Raider machine. That was very fun. playing 3-player
Oh yeah, the Tomb
Tomb.
Raider arcade game. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
it might have been shuffleboard,
But you
not
can reload
curling, but it was like
cutscenes.
similar. Yeah, you can reload in cutscenes. You're just going like you're furiously polishing your 10mm. You know.
You know, just got gun OCD.
No, so it's like an air kind of thing. So you kind of like air shuffleboard / air curling, kind of that kind of deal. Yeah. But not the same size as an air hockey machine, like actual, like, I guess, borderline full size?
Yeah, it looks like a fat air hockey puck.
Yeah.
You sort of have to throw it gently down right down the actual lane, get as close to like the central target as possible, without you getting your shuffle thing knocked off.
Yeah, I've never played it, but maybe next time I go to Lane 7, I'll give it a shot. I don't know what their hiring fees are for, like, playing a game of shuffleboard. I don't imagine it'd be very expensive, honestly.
No, it's not that bad. I've been there to the Leeds one. It's
Mm.
not stupid, especially with the group. It's not that expensive.
But yeah, other than that,
And again,
I've been, well, I was out. What was I doing before? Oh, I can't remember, to be honest. Most of my week has been spent doing like artwork and like various admin things. Been doing a lot of editing. You've been doing a lot of miniature painting, right?
yeah, working on the Parlor of Shame, one thing at a time.
Yeah, I've recently added to my pile of shame. I bought some more modrons
Yes,
and another BattleTech Clan Invasion Salvage Mini, the random ones. Which is, I love BattleTech because it's like we discussed this. It's like, oh yeah, this is a missile boat. This is a sniper. Oh, okay.
Google Translate error and like Pokemon Vietnamese crystal.
Aye,
His missile boat.
come on out, missile boat.
Things like I don't know if people actually played it, but Team Rocket translates to missile bomb. So here, missile boat. I always assume like some weirdo talking about missile boat and what they're doing.
Prepare for missiles and make it boaty.
That's a much scarier word.
To protect the
Not
world
necessarily
from
bad,
snipers. Okay. What?
It's like a pair of like teenagers, early adults, like shooting a rat, and his like owner with a rocket launcher. It's a very different kind of show.
So, talking of which, actually, there is a game like that coming out. Well, it's like out at the moment. It's called, what's it called? Pal something? Halmon or whatever the fuck? No, that's not. It was Pal something. Pokemon shooter. Here we go. Is it Pokemon shooter game? What's it called? Oh yeah, Pal World. Pal World. There's a new like indie game coming out, which is a bit like Pokemon, but with guns. Because that makes sense. So it's like you have like, I guess like your Pokemon. Actually, what is this? What is this game? No. Yeah, what is Pal World? The game where you shoot and capture Pokemon-like creatures, and you get your captured Pokemon to help you catch more Pokemon. Literally, this like the promotional image from this has like what looks to be a very fat Pikachu with a minigun.
Was it designed by like people that were fed up of having to patiently wait for the Pokemon to very nicely sit in the ball?
By the looks of things, yes. But you can kind of tell that while it's definitely sort of its own IP, you could see a lot of inspiration from a lot of Pokemon that are like here. There's like this big sort of dumpy boy that looks a bit like a cross between Tropius and Torterra. There's a not quite Cobalion Zebstrika. There's like a Wooloo, but it's a goblin, etc., etc. Oh yeah, thank you, Anchor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Like
Hello,
flamethrower,
Haruko.
Dunsparce or something.
Yeah, like that kind of like dealio. Very, very legally distinct Pokemon where you also shoot the Pokemon. So it's funny.
Nintendo
It's
is
funny we
Nintendo's
mentioned.
patiently waiting.
That they're waiting for them to fuck up, probably. Like, aha! That thing looks slightly too much like Jigglypuff. Cease and
Same number
desist.
of horns. Get him.
Same number of horns. Dead. There's a ninja Piplup.
Oh, okay. No, that is like the Buzz Pikachu looking thing. I can see it.
Yeah, it's legally distinct, slightly left of adjacent center to Pokemon, but not quite. Kind of has that same kind of uncanny valley feel as like Invisimals and shit like that, you know?
Now it's a really bad time to have a company with a mouse or rat as its mascot. I'm telling you.
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah. It's funny that that Mickey's now public domain. Oh boy. I wouldn't be surprised this game comes out with like a Mickey Steamboat Willie Pal World thing. Just I'm Willie the Steamboat Palmon.
Steamer.
Steamer. Oh. Oh, crikey. So, we have a format, sort of we have a format. I wrote it down. So, our format is going to consist of Yeah, our format is going to consist of 6 parts, 3 of which will rotate out bi-weekly. So, we have our initial waffles, which we just did.
You're also inclined.
Speen, if you... Speen! So we have our initial waffles, which we've just done. Hope you didn't get whiplash from that. We have our tabletop book club, critical fumble, and then this week we're doing homebrew of the week, rolling for regret, and fantasy film. Which, yeah. So, that's our format, all. So you're aware. Eventually, with the whole VOD section, I'm gonna have more, like, actual screens and more images and shit as soon as I can be asked to draw those.
Yeah, we have a for a skirmish game from time to time as well, so
yes.
that'd be fun.
We're gonna be doing skirmish reports, Explorers Guild, and the Time Machine every other week. And you'll see what those are in the second week of the podcast, hopefully.
All movies we're making, we're broke.
Yeah, if the world hasn't exploded, which is perhaps fairly likely, we should be doing another stream.
Yeah, we are trying to get all these scripts put through Hollywood, but I'm told some of these are already taken names.
Yeah. Also, hello, Nia. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so our fantasy... I was going to say fantasy football. That's not right. Our tabletop book club for this week is... Drum roll, if you would like to. Sorry, this is not planned.
Let me find it on the shelf. I'll be back in very shortly.
Yeah. In case you all didn't know, this is not scripted whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed this absolute fucking ramblomatic mess. Game, yeah,
The podcast is
Infestation
Origin. There's the edgy book I like so much.
And lived. I too like ad lib time. Yep, I like time. I like. Well, actually, I do and don't like time. I had some time flavored crisps, like earlier this month. Horrible, absolutely horrible.
Time is generally good from passing to next second to the next.
That's true. That's true. I love the passage of time. Vile. Yeah, time is fine when it's in something. When it's like the sole flavor of something, utterly vile. I don't know why they decided to create fucking this like Middle Eastern style shop I went into. It had like time flavored, like, you know, those puffs you can get. There's like those corn puffs. Awful. Ugh. It's like eating dish soap.
I'm not anyone that's like a time enthusiast.
Yeah.
If that's a thing.
Somewhere. What the fuck? Sure Black truffle crisps. I feel sorry for your stomach.
That sounds like someone wanted to eat crisps but was really insecure about like how lowbrow they were as a snack.
Yeah. So, fantasy book. No, tabletop book club. Wow, I'm already getting the format mixed up. Disgusting.
ETBC.
ETBC.
What's that? It cost $28.
Ah,
Right. A surprise.
nice.
Yeah, it's a simple premises. We take a look at a book on our shelves that is tabletop content that is not Dungeons and Dragons, because everyone talks about Dungeons and Dragons, and it's perfectly fine. But there's a lot of weirdo games out there, and some of them better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, the concept absolutely stellar, and sometimes the gameplay makes you go, "What?
Yep.
Why is this a thing?"
Yeah, this might also stretch to encompass 5e related content that isn't made by wizards themselves. I've got something here as well.
Like third-party stuff.
Yeah, so I've got some third-party stuff.
I've gone for something a little off the beaten track.
Nice.
But it's so wonderfully edgy. I kind of want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be amazed if someone in the chat has played this, because I've never played it, and I bought it for £2 and it looked interesting. It kind of was. It's a little game called Obsidian, and to paint a picture for you, the front cover, it looks like a really buff Marilyn Manson looking guy. He's like got a load of like half naked ladies around him.
Yeah.
So that paints a picture for you. That's the kind of tone I guess they want to jump right into. Funniest thing though, not a porn game anyway. It's about like demons and like fighting demons and cults and stuff.
Hey, I was gonna say we do like a good cult here.
Fucking good. You could go for a little cult, could you?
Yeah. All right, I'll let you explain. I'm gonna go refresh my tea.
Buffering or something. Got a little wheel over it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to load.
Okay, so Obsidian, put it in 2299. It's this war between mankind and hell. Very, very post-apocalyptic. Everyone lives out in little settlements and cities because the rest of the world is kind of, mostly dead. Usual way of it. Again, because I let's see, let's check the year of it. There's Megacorp, so there might be some 90s sneaking into this. Be amazed if it's later than 90s. 1999, yeah, called it. Yeah, so if you like Cyberpunk, but you wanted it a bit more edge and you wanted it to have a lot more demons in it, this is the game, I guess, for you. Oh, that's a good sign. I just opened a random page. So what chapter would we be on? Chapter 3.
I'm just.
Looks like a list of psychic powers. First two words I read: gland excretion.
Land excretion.
Gonna be diseases. There's a lot of diseases on this.
That's one thing I always found that D&D doesn't really have enough of. Because, like, there's a diseased condition, if I recall, but it doesn't really go into, like, much detail of specific disease that do specific things. Because
Well, like,
obviously, yeah. Like, a cough isn't going to make you lose 10% of your speed or something, you know. It might make you less good in stealth.
So you want to incorporate gland excretion as a common threat.
My glands are excreting. Oh no. Oh.
I think that's bad.
Yeah. So so gland excretion could be anything. I guess it depends on the gland, because obviously you've got like your saliva glands, you've got your sweat glands, but you've also got things like your adrenal gland, which obviously controls your adrenaline uptake.
I think they meant sweat.
Yeah. Right.
Platin glands at it.
Bland, not gland.
That stuff.
Yes, I'm excreting bad Wizards of the Coast content out of my pores. Bland excretion. I'm excreting the entirety of fucking Explorer's Guide to Strixhaven, fucking word by word. Land excretion. Land excretion as well. Yeah, maybe. I'm excreting mountains and forests.
Is that like a fancy way, like if you're playing a really boring game of Magic and you just keep getting land and nothing else?
Yeah, land excretion. Sweating sand here, just sweating buckets, yeah.
Follow the island, damn it.
So this book has a lot of good, like, what's the word? It's got a good variety of content in it that actually fills in the gaps that other tabletops don't do.
Yeah, there's a lot of that depending on how like specific you want to get. Some of them they go in balls deep, and they sometimes fail because they go balls deep.
I'm just gonna I'm
And
turning you up
maybe
on it.
people don't want to track every known disease known to man, or like have a system where everything can have like a critical fail. A lot of them do that for some reason.
Well, I mean, early sort of D&D had like critical fumble tables, which was quite nice. Because it is nice to, if you're going to have somebody fuck things up royally, it is nice to have a variety of ways randomly that can happen. So it doesn't feel like your game master is just being a dick.
There's a fine line between missing and then, oops, you've lopped your own head off.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think some of the old school ones go a little too the other direction.
That's true, yeah. Some of the old ones. I mean, old D&D was pretty brutal anyway, I guess, just in general. But speaking of random things, I have the perfect segue here. I have a book by a company called where the fuck is it? Just a book by someone called Ben Egloff. I think they're just called at Game Master 5e, which is called The Game Master's Book of Astonishing Random Tables. 300 plus unique role tables to enhance your world building, storytelling, locations, magic, and even more for 5th edition RPG adventures. There's also got some one-shots in here. There's 3 in this book. But it's just like hundreds of pages, and some illustrations as well, of just random tables. For example, you have a random table for a puppet government, and who their actual rulers are. It's on like a D8. So, for example, if I... Did I even bring my dice with me? Yeah, I did.
It's a whole 3 more than the Ravnica's book.
Yeah, I'm gonna let's have a test roll here and just sort of give you an idea of just one of them. So a public government could, for example, be run by the avatars of a malevolent deity. Just, you know, shadow running a government. Or you've got things like inns and tavern names, perfect. With such fantastic names as the Feckless Platter or the Dazzling Fan. No, the Dazzling Friar. Yeah, the Dazzling Friar. So it has like, it's a D100, you roll twice, and there's a first name and a last name for all these. They're very good. And you've got like a D100 roll for descriptions, regulars, a marketing hook, and complications in this table. And it's like, it's very comprehensive. So it's really, really good if you want to improvise without improvising. So if you don't fancy doing like... If you don't fancy doing like your standard campaign, you can kind of do something in between homebrew and like actual structured campaigns by like actually just... Or it helps if your players just decide to go to some random fucking town in the middle of nowhere. You're not left like reaching for ideas. You just go, all right, where's the table? I can't be asked. Where's the table? Yeah, consult the Book of Randomness.
I do like my tables, but like I'm getting to the point now. I write my own tables.
Yeah, but it's just handy to have if there's a gap in knowledge or whatever, or if you don't want to necessarily put in like hours and hours and hours into making your own tables. Not everyone is into that. I mean, I'm into that, but you know, like we're I was gonna say we're weird, so don't feel like you have to make your own tables, chat. Folks at home.
No, you have to. It's the rules.
It's the rules.
who makes them, but no.
Yeah. But yeah, the one-shot adventures at the back even have maps and stuff, which is nice. Got little battle maps and stuff. Not necessarily pull out battle maps, but like, you know, like to give an idea of what the area your characters are fighting should look like, which is nice, which is more than what Wizards does sometimes. But it's just nice that these books also come with just adventures you can just run right out the book. Again, unlike some D&D books that just don't even give you any adventures at all.
Is any good?
So they're interesting. We got the one. What's this first one? It is. I'm just gonna have a peepers at it. Oh, piss. Holding books is hard. I mean, it's comprehensive. So this is called Things Are Not What They Seem. It's an adventure in a big city, the surrounding countryside. What's this? What's the plot? What's the plot in a nutshell? Oh, chance heroics and royal requests send the party searching for stolen relics. As they chase their quarry, they must overcome a dangerous fiend intent on selling their souls to the highest bidder. An adventurer suitable for levels 8 to 12. So it's a good synopsis. It's kind of basic, but that means you kind of like mold it. Yeah. It means that you can just like mold it to your world really easily. What book was it? The Game Master's Book of Astonishing Random Tables. Let me see if I can find it on like, I don't know, Amazon.
The demon's name Bezos.
The demon's name is Bezos. Now, don't buy this from Amazon. Support your local game store if you can. But I'm just gonna pull up the Amazon the fucking link so you guys can see what it is. There's a book of. There we go. Open link.
Okay.
Copy.
Okay.
Just so that people in the stream chat are aware. Yeah, it's the. To repeat one more time for those just listening at home, The Game Master's Book of Astonishing Random Tables by Ben Egloff.
That's a fun one. Just thought about it. Would you actually recommend the book you got?
Yes, actually. Honestly, yes.
Okay, cool.
It is actually
because I'm looking through mine, and I remember I bought it for £2.
Yeah.
I think paying £2 was just about the right price for it.
Yeah,
I think
bought
it's
this...
looking too edgy for its own good.
Yeah, I think I bought this on offer for like £10 or something. It's not. It's a lot of pages. It is. Let me just find out. What's the acknowledgements at the back? Is there a page number? The index doesn't count as a page number. It's about 279 pages, which is about the same as a D&D book for like half the price. And contains arguably more than your average D&D book in terms of like raw content, page per page.
Oh my god! Yeah, yeah. So when I'm saying like this book might be too edgy for its own good, I'm just looking at like the equipment list.
Oh no!
And there's wonderful little guns called the Bastard Bolter, Hell's Fury. It's got Angel Hate.
Nice.
Can hear the new metal in that one already.
8 angels.
You can
8
get cybernetics, including Deathware.
Yeah. I hate angels. I hate hell. I hate death. Loves me pantheon. Loves me beer.
The Decapitator 666.
Decapitator 6. Holy yeesh. It's like the kind of like TTRPG that Shadow the Hedgehog would play.
Yeah, I don't think they may or may not have like submachine guns you can pump action reload.
I wouldn't be surprised. So what was the name of that book again? For the audience at home?
Obsidian.
Obsidian. Not to be confused with the game
Obsidian,
company Obsidian.
The Age of Judgment.
Obsidian, the Age of Judgment.
Ooh. What does it go in? The Doomsday Class 4.
Ooh. Is that like the BFG?
Necroflagrum.
Necroflagrum.
Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look. What is it?
What shoots necrotic phlegm at your target.
Wouldn't put it past it, you know.
Pump action is MP5. Yep, just pump action MP5. Makes perfect sense.
Talks about how well the gun sells. It's got doing the whole like cyberpunk thing of telling you who made it as well.
Oh, that's cool. That is actually cool though, because it allows you to
Doesn't
like add stuff into the world and stuff. Like, yeah, this weapon was manufactured by Shitfaced Incorporated.
it was originally called the Prang V12, if you're wanting to know.
Flavor. Right.
They didn't apparently didn't think that was cool enough, so they renamed it the Doomsday Class 4.
I'm just gonna go finish
as
making
as
my
one
tea.
does. So it's like the equivalent of like
One sec.
of like Smith and Wesson like coming up with a really professional name for a firearm and then changing their mind to going, no, let's call it like the Man Killer 12. That's an acceptable thing to do. It's some sort of machine gun. It doesn't say exactly what it is. That's kind of annoying. What about on Colts as well? So yeah, so very edgy. If you're into like if you played Warhammer in the 90s and you started playing after the 90s, I think you'd love this. What else we got in here? Right. Attack and attack. What have we got here? Ooh. Oh yeah, got like Seven Deadly Sins style cults. That's always 90s Eddie staple, really, isn't it? Really. Dominant. Yeah, so all the sins got a cult, and some of the ones that aren't sins got a cult because of course they did.
Oh, I needed more tea. Sorry about that. Right. Cyberpunk Red has a fun one. Let me get it up. Oh, woo. Getting it up. Oh, woo. Kappa. No, I'm kidding.
That's is that a different kind of cyberware that automatically gets it up?
For the erectile dysfunctionate, the get me upper. Thanks, Stream Elements. Wow, Stream Elements. Wow, really fucking delayed, Stream Elements. I'm not even playing Fallout 4 now. Hang on a minute. How do I? Oh, I've got to change the category, haven't I? Is it Anchor? Is it set to?
Yeah.
Is it set to thingy now?
Is it the stream elephants holding it up?
Stream Elephants. It's called a Mr. Stud. A Mr. Stud. Oh, there's actually a thing. Hold on a minute. Slash. Okay. Hang on. I'll do it on the. Where's the fucking creator fucking dashboard? Here we go. It's Fallout 4 by arse. That's the last thing I was playing. Right. Let me just go to my manager.
The thing, if you're just tuned in, you have been like reading the really obscure Fallout 4 audio logs that you never really pay attention to.
Yeah, we've been listening to old holotapes. Actually, see the thing is we actually live in post-war Boston. That's why the thing's set to Fallout 4 because Fallout 4 is our life.
I've been streaming from New Vegas.
Ah, nice. How's the NCR getting on?
Well, these people keep walking by telling me, asking about it for like myself, my own blood. It's really annoying.
Oh dear. So that was Tabletop Book Club. Now on to our topical situation of Critical Fumble, which usually will probably consist of what shit has Wizards of the Coast done this week, usually.
Well, yeah, I suppose the big one's AI art for them, isn't it?
Yeah, so this week...
They said, oh, we won't do it again.
Yeah,
effectively.
This week, Wizards of the Coast... Well, I say this week. Over the course of this week, Wizards of the Coast have taken a big fat fucking L, because in their release of... This is Magic the Gathering content, not TTRPG content, but they released the Ravnica Remastered set, or teased it, and they used AI art for the backgrounds, and everyone noticed it, like, immediately. It's like, oh shit, and they tried to deny it. It's like, this may look like AI art, but I promise you it's not.
Goofy's their spokesperson now.
Yeah, Goofy's. Well, they fired their original spokesperson, probably. I mean, they fired a lot of people.
You see, he heard what happened to Steamboat Willie, so he's getting smart and he's. You're in a job, you're looking for a new job, or you leave the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's jumped the ship before he gets pushed. I'm gonna get fired from Disney, so I decided to get a new job instead. Now I work for Hasbro. What? I'm a transformer, Mickey.
That's no upgrade or downgrade.
So yeah, Wizard of the Coast has been fucking around with AI art, or not noticing that the art they commissioned was actually made by an AI, probably using that new Photoshop editor thing. And yeah, the
Let's
entirety
have
of
a look and see if I can
the entirety of the
spot
internet
it.
went, what the fuck, Wizards? Because it wasn't just one piece of art. Basically, all three of their like teasers for the new rounding thing look like they were made by AI. All of them.
I'm gonna have a look at the art and see if I can
Yeah,
pick up on it.
I would bring it up, but that's asking too much of me on the first stream.
Okay, the giant on the far left. Let's have a look. I can kind of see it.
They
I
also
can
wound
kind of tell because they. Yeah.
yeah. So they wound up having to admit it in the end. I'll go to the article. I'm going to steal from Polygon, which is fine because Polygon just steals journalism from
It's still
everywhere
from other
else.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the tea. Yeah. So the post. Where is the actual Twitter post? Where's the fucking Twitter post itself? Is it here? Oh yeah, some artists, even some actual Magic the Gathering artists, were like, "Yo, what the fuck," and have threatened to leave. In fact, I think one guy might have actually left the company. Is like, "Fuck this, you bastards." Well, in slightly more less colorful language, slightly, but yeah. Wizards said that it wants to get better at understanding whether and how AI is used in the creative process. We can't promise to be perfect in such a fast-evolving space, especially generative AI becoming standard in tools such as Photoshop. I love how they're assuming, oh yeah, becoming standard in tools such as Photoshop. You don't have to use the Photoshop AI tool. Don't have to.
Sounds like they want to get better at hiding it, not
Hello,
like, oh,
Terry.
sorry, we
One
did the
Piece,
thing.
Luffy. Yep. Hello, Terry. Hope he was good. Thank you for your thirsty goose. I will drink.
That's a good tavern name. Thirsty Goose.
Right. So yeah, that's Wizards L of the week. Do we have any other critical fumbles to take note of?
Not that I've seen. Annoyingly, I think was the coast kind of the kings of it. They just keep messing up bigger than everybody else.
Yeah, they're just unbelievably silly goose. Lol, it's simple, Wizards. AI is used for ideas for artists. They doing the shared diversity route, or however you spell the name. AI art is art. No, it's not. Is water?
It is technically art, but
Tea
it's not.
is water, yes.
It's not people art.
Yeah, it's not made by a human, and therefore a human is not getting paid, is the kind of important bit. Also, it's usually
It's like the
stealing
equivalent
from
to me going on
artists.
like. It's like the equivalent to me going on like some of the early AI art generators and putting it in like on Twitter and saying, "I made this."
Yeah. It's like
I didn't.
Rebecca
Just
from
put in
Cyberpunk, but with
prompt.
like two thumbs on one hand trying to shoot a gun, and you're like, I made this, and it's like 30% of it is actually like a screenshot from the game that the AI was like, yeah, we'll just use this as a base, it's fine, nobody will notice.
Well, yeah, for this is official art. Minions committing war crimes in Cyberpunk City.
Okay, see, for things like funny memes, as long as you don't post and claim it's your own, was funny. AI is like
Oh yeah, that's
like
great.
NFTs are. Yeah, Haruga hit the nail on the head there. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of like NFTs were made using AI or something stupid like that.
Oh god.
Just
Yeah.
a monkey with like one too many teeth.
Crypto monkey with hat.
Monkey with
Most
a
of them,
hat
isn't
and
it, really, I
some
think?
other random accessory, you know.
Zombie crypto monkey.
Ugh.
It's, from what the few like cryptos I have seen, for some reason, a lot of them they're just zombies. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why they thought it'd be cool.
I remember the one like about a year or so ago was trying to make NFTs of like popular YouTubers, and like 90% of the YouTubers they asked said no, fuck off, you're not using my likeness.
To
Based
make like
YouTuber
$10
behavior.
off, and then say it
Yeah,
was but say it's definitely worth 1,000 though.
yeah, it's like the fuck.
To be fair, what I'd do to mess with them is give them like a picture of one of my butt cheeks. So you could use that.
There you go. Although somebody out there has probably made like fucking ass NFTs, literally ass NFTs.
But bros.
Yeah. Stinky ass club and a bored ape club.
See, that would make. Remember that? Did you remember the NFT game Dookie Dash? That would like actually be appropriate for like
Yeah,
for that
yeah,
though.
like legit. Oh boy.
Yeah. So apart from Wizards, there's not been a lot of messing up
No, it's January. Everyone's
with
too tired to make. Everyone's too tired from Christmas to do fuck ups.
or they've already messed up, and they're just hiding behind Wizards because they're a big target.
Well, yeah,
Probably what's going on.
that's also yep. Uh, so onto our one of our topical sections of the week. We have homebrew of the week, except asterisk not every week, but homebrew of the week. Also, good night, Terry. Have good bed. Thank you, honk. So
Excellent. Then I go, yeah, I found something somewhat special.
I've got to bring up my
Um,
homebrew. We've been in the laboratory brewing up some cursed stuff.
the Brew Labs,
In the brew labs.
things like we call them. It's like there's like a Tetley's tea ad.
Oh, lovely copper.
Oh, I think I got something pulpy to start with.
Go on.
I I've got like third party book of just dragons. It's just kind of great. I came up with this just I wanted to do a dragon that wasn't the main ones, so I came up with something called the
Mm-hmm.
Flint Dragon. Uh, so they look kind of like your typical dragon, but the entire thing is their scales like give off weird like explosive powder. So their
Interesting.
wing attack, they actually can like just they can actually they can actually use their wings to actually batter their powder onto something, and if you take fire damage, it explodes.
Oh,
To make it so the wing attack actually does something.
yeah. That's actually pretty cool because it's always like with things with dragons, like yeah, their breath weapon does something, and then everything else just kind of does barely anything, except maybe their tail attack might knock someone prone, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, and I played a lot of Monster Hunter growing up, so
Mm.
I when I see a normal dragon, I'm like, but what else does it do? You can't just do a breath of what else does it do? You just do it. Yeah, so yeah, I do like spicy up dragons because they're good bosses and they're generally pretty cool.
Hmm.
What was it? Oh yeah, another hint actually for if you want to get into doing homebrew, don't be afraid to use split damage types. That's my favorite thing I do. Like I did, like its breath weapon is like basically not quite fire, but it did make sure deal I think it's like four fire and force damage
Hmm.
and have a knockdown because it's sort of like an explosion. So I think like why would it not have that to bolt onto the top as well?
Just to make things flavorfully interesting, that also potentially gets around for both, and this should be available for like both players and monsters, so that occasionally, if there's weird resistances, you can. It's not like a complete oh, this just gets around this. It sort of gets around it in a way that's fair.
Oh yeah, split it by like it's like 3d8 fire and 2d8 force. So
Yeah.
it's not like yeah, it just makes do it with weapons as well. Like it always annoys me that like long swords you can't stab with
Mm.
a long sword, but it should be perfectly possible. But not in the main book. So the little things like that you can tweak. I think it doesn't take much time and it just makes the game feel better.
Yeah. So this.
Oh,
Hmm? Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, the thing was it.
Oh, so the thing I have made this week is known as the Treasure Eater, or a Treasure Eater. So I've
Oh,
also gone for a creature this week. They are a medium monstrosity of neutral alignment. I won't bore you with the various little like strength, AC, etc. These will all be available in a document that will be available somewhere at some point. If you There we go. Apologies for that. My internet just went down for a second. That's gonna
I was
happen
gonna say, I
sometimes.
thought, was
That's
it me? Because sometimes I live in a
Yeah.
bit of a,
Apologies. That
for
will
some reason,
happen sometimes.
yeah, living on a hill. For some reason, Wi-Fi decides to,
Yeah.
nope, not today.
It's my dongle. I need to get my dongle replaced. My dongle sometimes just randomly disconnects because the drivers are a bit fucky with it. Anyway, so yeah,
Okay.
I invented something called the Treasure Eater, which is a bit like a mimic, but not. So they're small, easily startled creatures that are a bit like treasure that resemble treasure chests, often disguise themselves as much. So they're like mimics, but they're not. They cannot shapeshift, but what they are for, is they are like walking treasure troves for wizards. So they contain an extra planar inventory space. There's like a pocket dimension full of loot, and it was designed by like high-level mages to store their loot. Conceptually, they're designed to be like the loot goblins in like old Diablo games. It's like
Okay.
very rare
Sounds like the
weird boys.
Sorry.
So they're like very rare. So you don't see them very often, but you want to chase after them if you spot them.
It sounds like the luggage from what these the Terry Pratchett books. It's just like a friendly mimic that just it's a walking chest.
Sort of. Um, Basically, kind of like loot goblins. If they detect a threat or something that's say a humanoid that isn't their master or anyone related to their master, they will just straight up fucking book it and run. If they're sort of detected, they'll just go, "Oh well, fuck this, bye," and they're very good at running. But if they are cornered, they will just bite, and they have a psychic bite which limits your movement speed if you fail an intelligence save. So the whole thing is they're not
So it's
necessarily
like an
going to
actual
kill
bite,
you.
or does it? Do you think it's a bite? 'Cause that's
It's
kind
a
of a really
bite
weird
that
way to think.
it's a bite that establishes like a neural link that allows them to
Oh,
like essentially fuck your motor cortex up temporarily for like literally just for the next turns. It's not terrible, but it's
guess
normally enough
they
for them
can't
to like
catch up
run
with them,
away.
so they can
Yeah,
bugger
yeah,
off.
it's enough for them to sort of run away. But they drop items as they run as well with varying rarities. Again to distract their like would-be pursuers. But they can also fuck up similar to like loot goblins and drop something really good. But that's and there's a loot tables in the homebrew document. There are loot tables in there. It's obviously every item is at DM's discretion, but you can decide sort of what you consider common. I think there's things in like various books that decide rarity of items, so you can go by that.
200 rations.
But you could find anything from say a stick to a legendary staff. Obviously, the legendary staff is not going to drop out of a treasure eater's pocket very often, but it might. It might happen. And that's enough cause or reason for an intelligent player to chase after the fuckers. Which, if you're a smart DM, you lead the players through other monsters. If you're that, you know, to
Ah,
cause
the
a bit,
goblin strategy.
yeah, just to cause a bit of chaos, you know. We were just chaos.
Oh, don't say that. Of like what about Final Fantasy game? The whole thing was this guy's just hated chaos.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna just come down the podcast, just obliterate us both. Just nah, mate, don't like chaos.
Well, we mentioned where he is. We must know.
Um. So yeah,
Oh,
these
I found
items
like
will
a really.
be available on our pay.
Oh,
It's gonna be a
we're gonna get
WordPress thing,
a page to
probably.
upload all these.
Yeah, possibly gonna be WordPress. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, these will be freely available to any DMs or players in some cases, I guess, to discuss with the DMs. if we do player-related content, which I might do at some point. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do player
written
content.
down.
Yeah.
I know I can say I've got enough written. Um, yeah, and it's a really good easy trick actually, just to have things that mess with movement speed.
Hmm.
It doesn't take much to do, even if it's something as simple as like a goblin shaman with Ray of Frost.
Hmm. Just
Just
you
makes
are
combat a
slow
little bit
now.
interesting. Yeah, it makes combat weird. Also, if you had a little read about the mold earth spell, you can do something really funny with that. 30 feet away, you can just make difficult terrain
Ooh.
up to twice per like you do it twice with that spell. It's kind of great. Um, there's little spells like that just sneak up on you because there's so many spells and cantrips that you rarely even take two looks at.
Mm-hmm. There we are. Thanks. Oh, I should have changed the fucking title as well. Oops.
We're still
So,
playing Fallout 4.
no, it was still Mushi Tag birthday. It's not my birthday anymore.
Okay. Boys, you had a very long birthday.
There we are. That should fix that. Has that changed it now? No, did I mess that up? I think I did. Sorry, apologies for how scuffed this is. Is the sound working? Should be.
I can hear me, can hear you.
Yeah, but that might not be working on the stream. Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
If I couldn't hear me, I'd be a bit worried.
yeah, is everything? Hang on, let me just check on my end. Make sure you haven't accidentally muted it. Oh, is it not coming through? Is none of our sound coming through? Why is OBS? What are you doing?
Have we been going like half an hour and it doesn't?
No, it's ever since I dropped out and it came back in and it didn't do the. I don't know how to fix it. I do not know how to fix it.
Oh,
Hang on, I'll mute it.
well, good.
Ah, piss. Oh, that's great. I love when that happens. Oh, Harugal can hear me. Can you?
Oh, what?
That's. Oh, maybe I was just. I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. There's an ad break. Ah, that also helps. Sound is okay. Sound is apparently working. Has it been? Have we had a moment of dead air, Harugal? Has it been dead air for a bit, or did you hear about the homebrew stuff? Oh dear.
No, we missed a segment.
And my internet went again.
And we're back.
Sorry, my internet went again. I really need to get a better fucking dongle. I might have to go to like a. I don't even know where to go, to be honest, to get a new one.
Bonzamart.
Yeah, Bonzi Buddy Mart. So yes, next section is rolling for regret. And
oh yay! Yes.
I'm already regretting this dongle. There is there is sound. Cool, thank you, Harugal.
Should show you the dongle hour. We talk about various
dongle
dongles.
hour, yeah.
Yeah.
So
so we just had this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Let's say we have this idea for talking about books or things we bought that probably weren't worth the cash. As so you have something for the week?
I do. It's it's a second wizard's complaint moment, and it is Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. It's a D&D book, an official one, if you didn't guess, about the Magic the Gathering setting Ravnica. Except it doesn't. Okay, good night, Anka. Have a good. You have a good stream too. You too, Anka. Have a good bed. Have a good bed. Have a good stream bed. So it's a D&D book, obviously, but it's based in the Magic Gathering setting of Ravnica, except it is very, very bare bones compared to what you'd expect to get from an actual RPG book. It has one adventure, which is a, quote, sample adventure And that's fucking it.
How long is it? Like the sample adventure.
I'm I haven't
That's
had
really
the
look at
book
it.
out in a long time. I don't even know if it's amongst my grab bag of stuff. But let me see if I can find it. Is it? It's in my cabinet of various D&D related things. Oh, I can clean this up later. I'm just like completely destroying my Oh, it's the thank goodness it's on top next to Fizban's. Yeah, it's so the sample event. Let me find it, and I'll tell you how many pages it is. So, is this it? Yeah, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 12 pages long, which isn't really a lot.
That's
Like, it's fine, but some of those were images.
I think I have actually written like small areas that were longer than 12 pages long.
Yeah. One of those pictures was a map, which admittedly is sort of a battle map, but it's like the only battle map you get of the entire fucking area. And there's more areas where combat might occur than just this one. So the rest is just like, oh, you fucking make it up yourself, stupid. But there's things like, oh yeah, there's like some of the characters have stat blocks and things like that and lore, but not all of them do, which is a bit weird.
Oh, that's useful.
So it's like, oh yeah, you want this stat block? Fuck you. Or it's like, because I think they did like the main 10 guild leaders, sort of. But there's other like characters in the thing where it's like these guys are also like really important and they just have like no stat block. Or it's go to the actual fucking Dungeon Master's Guide or the Monster Manual for this stat block. Use this stat block. Like why don't you give them something unique instead of oh this guy is just a guard or a paladin or whatever. Like that's useful. Thanks, game. Trying to find an example.
Sounds like modern wizards though. There's always like, how can we get the DM to
Yeah.
do
Oh
more
yeah.
work?
Here's
That
one.
sounds
So
fun.
Lavinia, steward of the guild pack. Lavinia is like one of the like main Azorius characters that isn't the like Esperia, the main one. And it says use the veteran stat block in the monster manual. Why don't you give them something unique? You could have put them in this book. You felt like there was time to do the character to give them a mention. You didn't just spend 5 minutes doing the homebrew. Well, I guess in their case, actual brewing.
If I remember right, the veterans aren't that dangerous as well.
Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah, some of a lot of the books do that actually. The Ravenloft book, they do that as well.
yeah.
So you'll have weird cases of like the main villain of the setting will have the stat block of a single knight, which seems a bit very underpowered
It's
for what
like,
it
I
should be.
don't get it. Because, like, Lavinia is, like, in the Magic the Gathering game, is a very popular sort of legendary creature that sort of slightly prevents your opponents from doing things a bit. And she's extremely popular in the game, but all she gets is, like, a footnote.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're welcome. You get a footnote. Congratulations. I hope you're happy.
It's an important character. Have a couple of lines.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, so right, so how much money did you actually spend on it if you
So
go back to
I bought this for retail, which I think was like 35 quid. Well, I got it as a Christmas gift one year, but I think they paid retail for, which is like 35 quid, which it's it's not worth 35 quid, not by a long shot. I'd say maybe 15 at best. It is a lot of pages, granted, and there's some lovely art in here, but it's actually just bigger versions of the art from the card game, so, you know. And it's 255 pages of... No, 256 pages of mostly nothing.
No.
It's things like, oh yeah, you can get
At
like...
least I can't say that about mine, at least.
Yeah, it tells you about the guilds a bit. It gives you a couple of personality trait and guild spells and tables and stuff. But it doesn't really have a lot. Like, if the thing is, this is a setting for people who like Magic the Gathering, obviously, to play D&D, or to get D&D players to play Magic. But in both I don't think many like D&D players who are going to play this and then get into Magic as a result. I don't think they're going to play it at all, to be honest. But that's another whole point. But for the Magic the Gathering players, they don't need to be told what the guilds are and what they do. They know this shit. Give us expanded lore. Confine the basic shit to a footnote like you did with Lavinia, and give us some extended lore that we don't already know about. Sheesh.
That's so yeah, right. At least the one I've picked out, I would say the content. There's no campaign, but the content is there. It's third party. They did a Dark Souls expansion for 5th edition.
Oh.
Which on paper sounds really exciting, and it should be cool. All it's got a monster manual, all the stat blocks are all in there. That's cool. But where it goes wrong is it's the maths is wrong, which is not good for a mechanics based game. Like
dear.
if you want to play because rather than roll stats, every starting class has got its own basic stats. Which isn't terrible as an idea. Apart from the starting equipment you get, you sometimes just can't use proficiently.
What?
Like remember the two I remember were like the sorcerer and knight in particular are really bad for it. Like the sorcerer, I think that you get access to a dagger, but you can't use the dagger because your stats aren't good enough to use it proficiently.
Oh. It's like, thanks, this dagger is
the knight is
useless.
Yeah, and the knight as well, similar problem. Your strength stat is too low to effectively wear the armor that you're given at the start of the game.
Ooh.
It's not great. It's a little bit vague on how you actually die as well, because it's Dark Souls and you don't. Yeah, it's not really explained very well. That's fantastic. And I remember vividly some of the spell description for the basic soul arrow spell is used on other spells that are definitely not soul arrow.
Oh dear.
It's like,
sort of like a bit of a time-cutting exercise that didn't really go all to plan.
I think the editor was asleep at the wheel for that one. Let's have a look. I think they made a statement saying they would do potential refunds for some people, but I'm not sure they actually did.
Was it like a Kickstarter thing, or was it like?
The statement there. Yes.
Oh,
it's funny you mentioned that. Printing issues. I think it made like some minor headlines as well. But I didn't know that when I bought it for like 40. It was 40 to 45 quid's worth.
Oof. That's an arrow to the knee right there.
Yeah, not great.
So don't buy Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica unless you get it like on sale. Don't buy the third-party Dark Souls adaptation for 5th edition. Just don't. It's not worth.
Okay, so apparently they did reprint it. Oh, thanks, guys. Put 45 quid on it.
Oof.
And there's no like I don't think they. I know it's been a while there, but they didn't mention like, oh, if you've already bought it, you could just know that you didn't have to buy it again. Great. Oh no, okay. They did at least say if you get the printed one, you can get a free PDF copy.
Hmm.
But not. I mean, at least with Ravnica, the stuff that went wrong was
It's
you
just
could
not
look past
having
it.
an. Yeah, it's like it's the problem with Roundup Kit is there wasn't really enough substance, but at least there was something
Yeah.
there.
Yes, rather than the game doesn't work and it's actual printing errors in the professional book that's not meant to have printing errors.
Yeah.
Oh, and the stats don't work properly.
Oof.
The book just doesn't work.
Thank you for taking notes, Harugel. There will be a quiz at the end. I'm kidding. So, on that note, let's move on to our final special section, emphasis on special. The fantasy film reel. Da 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 da. This
Oh
week,
yes.
it's You're the Hunter of the Future. That's
Oh yes. I made some people I like watch a film which is very, very bad and very, very funny called Your Hunt from the Future.
it's a film from 1983. It is very much
Yes.
B movie. So the Wikipedia article for this starts. This should really raise alarm bells. Science fiction fantasy film.
Yeah.
Science. Let that sink in. Science fiction fantasy.
It's mostly cavemen though.
It's mostly
90%
caveman.
cavemen.
90% caveman movie, 10% borderline ripping off Star Wars.
Yeah, but everyone ripped off Star Wars in that
Well, yeah,
decade. Everyone was
that's
after
true.
it. So like,
Although just because
we've seen
everyone did
Star
it
Crash.
doesn't mean
Similar
it
thing.
was doesn't mean it's okay. So the funny thing is that some of us in the group chat were watching it without audio, so we had to
Oh
lip
god, that's been
read
fun.
the whole movie and try and understand what was going on. In any other competently made movie, this would have been okay. But this is the Hunter from the Future.
It's caveman somewhere in Argentina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I remember this. I found this movie because it was like on a list of like just funny bad movies. And it's great. It's yeah. So it's about Yor, who is a caveman who he first thing about Yor, he has his own theme tune and it's kind of brilliant. Um. And he runs around the desert and runs into like he just keeps running into different civilizations, um, and then promptly ends up wiping them off the face of the earth through some means or another. It's yeah, really, he's just like he just keeps being genocide by accident, which at least it's original in that front. Um, and it feels a little bit like one of those movies that was it wasn't written that way, but it
Yeah.
comes across a little bit like one of those movies where someone writes themselves as the main character. It's like every woman is like most of the women in the film are all about wanting to sleep with your for some reason.
Self-insert
It's kind
caveman.
of goofy as well, so it's quite funny. Yeah,
Self-insert caveman fiction.
but the thing is, it's not a self-insert. It just comes across that way.
Yeah, I remember the
Um,
other character was this old man with a bow who's like super
Peck.
OP with just a normal bow made of just stick.
He looks so bored half the time too. It's so funny, like this old hunter who like protects the main female lead for some reason. Except when he decides that caveman law says he can't go rescue her because she's been taken by another tribe.
Oh, do we want to have Nick? Do we want Nia to guest star? To give their perspective of the movie without sound.
Well, I can't do it without sound, so yeah.
Hold on
You
a
could do
minute.
that.
Let's hold on a minute. I'll add you to the call. What was their name on Discord
If that's
again?
all right. I'll put on the spot.
I have to find them on the fucking thing.
Oh, it's
There we are.
it's one of those movies where either everything's happening or absolutely nothing.
Oh, there we are. One sec. All right, we're just gonna add them into the call, and yeah, response. Let's see if this actually works. We're gonna have
I
some.
will say if you're gonna watch it, it's one of those films where everything happens or nothing happens.
There you are, our co-host Nico Near. Please give us your perspective on You're the Hunt of the Future minus sound.
Why, hello, everyone. Yes, I'll have to give my perspective on that film. It's about the future hunter.
Yes.
So I joined quite late into it, didn't I? So I sort of like called it when it was midway through. And my sound wasn't working, so I was essentially watching a silent movie. I had no idea what was going on, other than the fact that this dude was going around wiping out every civilization with an old man that should have been dead around about 20 times over. I had no clue what was going on, and it was like I was on drugs. It was like I've just been spiked with LSD or something, and it was just... It was an experience.
You took LSD in the woods, and suddenly you're following around this guy in a loincloth, killing a whole bunch of other people in loincloths.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, what is this caveman movie? And then suddenly, next thing you know, stormtroopers show up. It's like, what
the fucking Imperial Empire shows up, only to get bodied by a guy, old man with a bow.
Yes. So I was just like mega confused from like start to finish. Like, I was like, okay, it's just like a film set in like 10,000 BC. All right, cool. Next thing you know, I'm seeing like sci-fi lasers and stuff, and I was taken for a whirlwind when they destroyed that village. Like, they absolutely just lasered the village. I was like, where the hell did this come from?
It's about as tonally confused as Rebel Moon, which is for some reason was like #1 on Netflix a couple weeks ago.
So much better than Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel Moon might be next week's. If you want to join in like 2 weeks' time, Rebel Moon will be our next fucking thing.
Dreadful movie. Yeah.
Not all our fantasy movies are going to be this bad.
It's so slow-mo.
Honorable mention to Rebel Moon, I guess. Well, dishonorable
mention. Do people still care about the Razzies?
If you invite me in 2 weeks' time, I mean, I'll give my take on it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for your input, by the way, Nia. Thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate having guest stars on episode 1. Not many podcasts could pull that off.
Got someone that's like super famous, aka moi.
Yeah. Nick and Nia is very famous. They're in the top 10% of all War Thunder players, probably. Somewhere.
Oh, yes, totally.
Absolutely.
Top 10%.
Right. Thank you for tuning. Thank you for joining us today, Nick and Nia. I think that's going to be it for our first issue of the podcast. You can catch us probably in a week's time, sometime during the week. We'll eventually have a format, I promise, for more Byzantian Brewscast. We might be on SoundCloud if I can be asked to put it on there. They'll also be on YouTube. On my Chaoticjexak channel, if you miss any particular streams or videos, or you want to just have the visual aids, I guess. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our wonderful guest star. Any closing thoughts, Byzantiadev?
I do have some thoughts. Yeah, if you're gonna go watch your, I think a few beers wouldn't go amiss. There's a couple of scenes. There's a couple of scenes in there where it's like this. Everything happens all at once, and the film just becomes amazing.
Yeah.
In the midst of like half an hour of a whole lot of nothing. The other thing to remember is the theme tune. If there's anything to take away from it, "Your is the man." I'll just leave that. Leave that to hang.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. And for me, I think it's just cool that you started a podcast, dude. So I'm happy that you two are doing it. It's actually quite nice to see.
Yeah, we're getting off. It's a new year. It's a new me. It's a time for getting off our asses and doing shit.
Hell yeah. No, I agree with that.
All right.
100%.
We're going to raid out. Does anyone have any raid suggestions for our streaming pleasure?
Good point. I haven't been on Twitch much since I used to follow AIPD back when like COVID was everywhere and was like they just did a AI dungeon and then ChatGPT stuff. It was like a weird like you couldn't call. Actually, no, you could call in. I did call into them one time.
What's
it was really cool.
What's the Twitch channel name?
I think it's dead annoyingly.
Ah,
I'm not sure it'll be doing anything at the moment.
What craft? Harugal? What craft? What craft? What's their full Twitch thing? I'm stupid. But we can definitely raid them. I will /raid channel craft something. Just wait for Harugal. Craft jalapeno. Okay, we'll raid craft. Thank you. Craft jalapeno. Thank you for the recommendation, because there was like no one else I know live, so there we are. Thank you guys for joining us, and we shall see you soon. Mwah. Bye-bye for now. Tune in next week. Same, well, different glory time, different...
Same brungeon place, same brungeon time.
Same brungeon channel, probably. Bye-bye all, and... yeah, raid message, ! Raid message. Oh, wait, / oh, there we go. Harugal's got it. Everybody copy the raid message and we'll be heading off. Bye-bye all. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.